Thank you again for joining us today, and this session is now going to be recorded, so please make sure that you have your microphone and your videos off. Thank you. So this session is an introduction to the Business Student Support Team. To start the introductions, just one sec. So my name is Jade, and I'm one of your student support advisors for the Business Support Team. Is Elisa. And Elisa is going to be overseeing the chat box and will be answering any questions you might want to ask throughout this session. We will also have an opportunity for a question and answer session towards the end of the session. So if you have any questions of a more personal or specific nature, we would also advise you to session has ended. Just before we officially begin, I'd just like to remind you to keep your cameras and microphones off throughout this session. If you have any technical issues, for instance, if you can't hear me, then please just pop a message in the chat. So firstly, we're going to have a look at the agenda for today. So firstly, we're going to introduce you to the Business Student Support Team. This will help you to put a name to the face whenever you are in contact with the team or receive communications from us. We'll also look at the role that we will take, an overview of the kind of non-academic queries that we can assist you with. After this, we will look at some examples of the type of support we can offer you throughout your studies. And next up, we will talk you through your welcome week and your fundamentals of effective learning and business modules and what to expect. The teams who will be involved in your journey. And then after this, we will have a Q&A session, which is a great opportunity for you to ask any questions you might have. And please do make a note of anything you want further elaboration on throughout, and we can address this at this point. Finally, at the end of the session, you can get in touch with us. So now it's time to virtually meet your Business Student Support Team. To start the introductions, we have Anya. So Anya leads the Business Student Support Team and works incredibly hard to ensure that business students are supported to the highest level. And finally, we have your advisors, Joanna, Steph, Nicola, Elisa, Kat, and me, Jade. And whilst we are a busy team, we will always endeavour to provide you with the best advice or signpost you to the correct department for your query. We will talk to you about some of the ways in which our team specifically can support you in your journey. So non-academic queries or concerns. For example, this may be something like a break in learning or a late submission. We will look at these in more detail shortly. Study choice. This in more detail shortly, but we are here to support you as you progress on your study journey, and we can help ensure that it is tailored best to fit your needs. Extenuating circumstances. If at any time your ability to study was impacted by any circumstances beyond your control, we can advise you on how best to manage your studies, assignment, or your module grade overall. Please get in touch with a Business Student Support Team in the first instance so that we can support you. And signposting. So if you are unsure whether we can answer your question, we can always answer your emails, and we will be more than happy to signpost you to the relevant department if we can't help you. So these are some typical queries that you might contact the Business Student Support Team about during your studies. You can always contact us and we will be happy to signpost you to other departments if required. So examples of typical queries we deal with at the Business Student Support Team: a break in learning. So, hi team, I have a holiday booked after my current module ends. Can I apply for a leave of absence? As you can see in this first email, the student is taking a holiday that's due to run alongside their next module. This student has requested a leave of absence, and once the module ends or within the first 2 weeks of a module starting, students have the option of taking an informal break from the course for up to 12 weeks. support team and filling out an application form. If a student requires a more long-term break in their learning, they could apply for an intermission break. The maximum amount of time a student can request away from the course is 12 months, and this intermission break would need to be approved by an intermission panel. More information can be found on both of these break options by emailing the student support team or heading to the policies and forms section of the learning platform. Another example, late submission. Hi team, I didn't manage to upload my assignment. Can I apply for late submission? The second query here is about the late submission period. To summarize, there is a 7-day late submission period following an assignment in place for students who are unfortunately not able to submit their work by the original deadline due to extenuating circumstances. The work that you submit in this late submission period will be capped at 0 until and unless your request is approved by the late submission panel. Module choice. Hi team, can I study 2 modules from the next module start date, please? Approximately 2 weeks before a module starts, you will receive an email with the subject line confirmation of your next module, and this will state your next module, the start date, and the details. That means 2 modules at the same time. Students are welcome to request doubling up, but do note that this is dependent on your module availability and eligibility. Alternatively, you can also respond if you have been automatically scheduled to study 2 modules at the same time, but you don't wish to double up. To note, you must undertake your induction module and your first credit-bearing module as standalone single modules before you will be eligible to request to double up. Additionally, if you have no failed modules on record. This means that if you have failed a module, you will have to wait until this fail has been rectified. Example, you've completed a resit, so that you have no failed modules on record. Chatting to a call to discuss my studies, how can I get in touch? If you prefer to chat to an advisor in person rather than email us, please note that the most efficient way of requesting this is to complete a call booking form. You can find a link to this form on a learning platform by going to Student Services and Contact. You can always use the Chat to Us function on the learning platform to find the answer to any quick query. This appears as a little purple button wherever you are on the platform. This is available during our working hours, and we will look at these a little bit later. Welcome week for undergraduate students. You should now have received a welcome email which contained a guide to success illustrating the first 2 weeks of study with us. As you will have seen, the first module you undertake will be the Welcome Week module. You can access your module by navigating to the Learning Platform homepage, then My Modules, and then In Progress. Please note that you will only have access to modules on the day that they start. The Welcome Week module is designed to introduce you to the University of Essex Online and our virtual learning platform. During this 2-week module, you will have access to a variety of tasks throughout the week that are designed to help you navigate the platform and familiarize or refamiliarize yourself with some key aspects of academic fundamentals of effective learning. The Fundamentals of Effective Learning in Business, or FELBS, module is your first credit-bearing module that will start after your Welcome Week module has ended. During this module, your first the academic readiness assignment, discussion forum is mandatory, and failure to complete this activity could result in withdrawal from the program. However, please do feel free to reach out to the business student support team through the assignment so that we can guide you should you have any queries. Tutors, so your business tutors. We have an international pool of tutors from around the world who have had experience practicing and teaching business in a number of different specialities. You are always encouraged to get in touch with your tutors throughout your modules with any academic queries you have. You can typically find the details for getting in touch with your tutor under the Tutor Office tab in each module. Below are the most common queries your tutors can help you with, so academic content queries, wider reading recommendations, assignment requirements, and now an introduction to our business academics team. The team is situated to manage, design, and oversee all business courses and modules. Additionally, the team also ensure that our processes and policies are working effectively for our students. Whilst you might find that you don't have any direct contact with the academic department, to make sure you're getting the most out of your studies with us. The Study Skills team. This is another fantastic team that are available to support you on your academic journey. You can access the team and a huge pool of resources by heading to the highlight. The team are currently running academic refresher sessions available to all students, and the details of this are available on screen. If you do not wish to check out the resources, or if you do wish to check out the resources, book a refresher session or any other academic one-to-one platform, student services, and then the Study Skills Hub. We would highly recommend checking this out when you have 5 minutes. The Disability Team. If you have told us or are yet to inform us that you have a disability that may impact your studies, we would highly recommend getting in touch with the disability team here at the University of Essex Online. Please head to the disability page on the platform where you can find further information and all contact details for the team. The disability team provides support and guidance to students with specific needs arising from their disability. The team supports students who have a disability, learning difficulty, mental health condition, long-term medical condition, or an autism spectrum condition. And should you wish to apply for reasonable adjustments in your studies, our disability team can help with this. So please see the below page for further information. The primary platform for your studies will be the learning platform, which hopefully you can now access. If not, then please email us as soon as you are able to. You can watch a comprehensive guide to navigating the learning platform on your induction module homepage. If you have never used an online platform like this before, we highly recommend giving this a watch. So at this stage, I would like to ask if anyone has any questions. If your questions are more personal, then and more specific to your own circumstances, please feel free to send us an email after this session and we will get back to you as soon as Hi everyone, apologies. I've just experienced some technical difficulties, and I can't share my screen anymore, but we are towards the end of the meeting. So my previous slide was just regarding any questions that anyone had, about the program in a more general sense. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat now, and we can try and answer them. But if not, then we will move on. So I can see there aren't currently any questions, but I'll give people a minute, and I'll have a look. Okay, so it looks like we've got one question um, for the term dates of the academic year. So the way that our programs work are not in a traditional semester and term structure. This is because all students are studying part-time and fully flexibly. So we have module start dates, which will be a start date and an end date. You can find the module start dates on the learning platform. Um, However, we don't run with terms, so most of the time our modules are running one after the other, sometimes with a short break in between, but not always. So you can have a look and see for the 2025 module start dates on the learning platform, and it will just be, if you just give me 1 minute, I can find a link that will be to where the module start dates are, but normally if you check the student support tab on the learning platform, and then you go to 2025 module start dates, then you can see a list of the dates. And I'll just pop that in the chat as well for the link to where you can find the module start dates. Okay, so we have a question, which is what happens after this meeting? So after this meeting, you are now studying your Welcome Week module. And in your Welcome Week, you will have resources and information to read through in the Welcome Week module. So if you have not already, you should log into the learning platform, go into My Modules, click on the Welcome Week module, and then just start making your way through the module. There will be 2 units. There will be an assignment. So you just need to read through the content, look at any of the instructions given to you, and it is an independent module, so you'll be working through it fully independently, reading through the resources on the learning platform. And we have another question similar relating to logging into the system but don't know where to start. So again, you just need to log in and go onto your My Modules section at the top. So you'll have a dashboard. It will be at the menu at the top. My modules, there'll be a Welcome Week module. You need to click on that module and then just start reading through the module, and there will be instructions on how you should progress through the module, what content you need to read, any activities you need to contribute to. If you are having trouble logging in, then you should email the business student support team after this meeting, and we can support you in helping you to log into the learning platform. Okay, so I can see we are not, we have another question. Okay, so for undergraduate students, all modules are actually chosen and assigned for you, so there are no optional modules for undergraduate students. Does anyone have any more questions? Okay, so for contact information, Elisa's just popped it in the chat. We are open. Our office hours are Monday to Thursday, 8:30 a.m. until 7 p.m. And then on Fridays, we're available from 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Our phone number is available. We can also be contacted by a call booking form and directly by email and also by live chat. If you go onto the learning platform, there will be a purple chat box and that will connect you to an advisor during our office hours. We have another question. There are no modules showing in the future section. So you will only see modules that you have started and that you are currently studying. All modules will appear on the module start date. So you won't see any modules in the future section. You will only see the current modules you are currently studying one at a time. So at the moment, you will only see your Welcome Week module. And then when your Welcome Week ends, you will then see your next module, which is the Fundamentals of Effective Learning in Business. And that will continue throughout your program, where you will only see the module on the day that it starts. And yeah, the next week after Welcome Week is going to be your first taught module, which is the Fundamentals of Effective Learning in Business, which was previously mentioned in this PowerPoint. Are there any other questions from any students? Okay, so a question, are we going to have set meetings regularly? So when you start your credited modules, you will have a tutor, and the tutor will have office hours where you can book sessions with tutors. The amount of meetings that you will have will vary very much depending on the module, the structure of the module, and the tutor. But you will have the opportunity to have Q&A sessions with your tutor. It will just be available when you start the credited modules after Welcome Week. Okay, so I think that's all for the questions for this session. Thank you for bearing with us with the internet connectivity issues. Apologies, but luckily it was just towards the end of the PowerPoint. Thank you for joining today. If you do need any answers to questions of a more personal matter, then please feel free to email us. And thank you and good luck for the beginning of your studies. Thank you, everyone.